Hello, beautiful beings. It's me, Jasmine Charles here, one of the ladies of Inspire Fire. As always, we're bringing you everything you need to ensure that your soul is fed. We dive deep to help create the best habits for living your most abundant life ever. So are you ready? Let's get it!
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Soul Filling. Today we are talking patience. So if y'all have any questions about being patient or something that y'all are going through, please drop them in the comment below or in the comment section. But I just wanted to ask y'all, have y'all ever been impatient about something or anything? With myself, I have been very impatient.
Absolutely.
If you ever ask yourself, dang, I wish I was successful already. Oh, I wish I had this much amount of money. Oh, I wish I was married with kids already. We have something to tell you. Timing is everything. And I know y'all hate hearing that, but it's the God honest truth.
Absolutely. It really is.
So, y'all have any stories to tell about how y'all have been patient?
How I have been impatient.
or impatient.
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
So I transferred, to U of H and finished up there. And I was just in such a rush to finish up. I was just so ready to graduate and just, each May, December that passed and people were graduating, I was just that should be me up there. Why am I still at school?
Mm-hmm.
It's just really frustrating.
Yeah.
So I took 5 classes, went this summer school, mini semester, everything just to finish really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'd never told anybody, but I wanted to join a sorority.
Mm-hmm.
And the sorority that I wanted to join was currently off campus. Mm-hmm. And so I finished in December. And had I just been a little bit more patient, spread out my classes, they came back on campus that spring after I graduated.
Right.
Wow. So that's just
crazy.
That's
actually crazy. You could have just waited. You didn't have to take all those summer classes.
I didn't have to take those summer classes. I could have just relaxed, chilled during the summer,
Why'd you feel like you had
my Christmas.
Right.
Things could have been differently. But, everything happens for a reason. It is what it is.
That's true.
But why'd you feel like you had to do that? Why?
I just wanted to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be done. I just wanted to check that off my list.
Right. Well, that makes sense. That's not a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
But I can see there's a twofold.
How it hurt me in the other area.
Right. Maybe this is why. We were waiting for you to come back. How about you?
I can say just with wanting to be successful already. I currently have to remind myself, I'm still young. Everyone, Oprah was fired at 23. Jim Carrey didn't make his big break until, I think he was in his late 20s or 30s. And it's just so many different examples of people that already have life all figured out and have it all figured out. And I always have to constantly remind myself, just be patient and have that unwavering faith that everything is going to come together at divine timing. So it's just kind of wanting to have, to be financially set, just have it all figured out already. I'm just ready for that moment, and I always have to be slow down. I'm actually really at a good place where I'm at right now, and this is I often forget because I'm kind of impatient. I want a little bit more right now or yesterday. So.
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same way. Well, I think as we were children, we all felt when we looked at people who were 24, 25, in their 20s, I even 21, I thought people just had their stuff together.
Right.
And I thought there was this thing, okay, go to school, go to high school, go to college, get a degree, and right after that, you get your perfect job. I just thought that's how things happen.
Me too, in my mind. That's exactly what I thought.
Ain't nobody tell me, get a job thing, get married, have some babies, and then just be balling but that doesn't happen, and it happens for some people, but it doesn't happen for everyone. But everybody's road is different, and I think that's what people need to realize. Everybody's road is different. Like he said, some people get there at 25, and some people get there at 30 or 40 or 50. And it seems like we all people might look at Kobe and like, dang, she got it figured out. She's doing this, this, and that, and the other. Look at you like, or look at us like, Inspire Fire, they really doing their thing. Like, I wish I was like them. But the thing is, people don't know is like, we over here being patient. Right. So it's like, you can't look to other people to be like,
it comes from within.
It really does come from
Absolutely.
But I want to talk about being prepared, because there's nothing like being at your dream job. Actually, I haven't been at my dream job, but being at your dream job and not prepared to accept that blessing, or falling in love with the right person at the wrong time. Like, you still have baggage from your ex, or you're still heartbroken, or you don't know how to be a good girlfriend or soon to be wife, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you have to take that patience you have to be patient, because you might want things right now, but I feel like God is building us in a certain way, like
Exactly.
like molding you, getting those skills, putting you through experiences so that you'll be prepared for that job, or getting that gig, or meeting that man.
I went to a conference with T.D. Jakes, and he basically put it like this. Think of a stair. You walk up a step. Each step is, a learning experience.
Right.
You have to go through each step and to kind of learn different things to prepare you for whatever it is that you are wanting in life. And so sometimes you may be stuck on a stair. You may be it takes longer to learn something.
Right.
So it's like an escalator or elevator. It's not just gonna be, hop on and you just there.
Yeah.
And real quick, it's a stair. It's a process. You have to
that.
take each step at a time.
Yes.
And get there gradually.
And I like how you
no.
I just like how she said elevator and then stairs, because stairs be building that muscle in your thigh. So when you get at the top of the stairs, you be looking all fine, your thighs all juicy and stuff, your booty on fleek. But if you just take the elevator all the time, the easy way up, you over there not cute. But I was just like, when you said that, I was like, you know what, you do need to take the stairs.
And that's
And
that's good that you just gave that example, because I did go to I can't say a similar conference, but I went to a conference and they gave a similar example. And in that conference they said, this is how the road to success is going to be. It's like, first you'll find yourself taking the stairs, like Kobe was just saying, it will be that resistance. And as men, and when you're going on the stairs, I guess for us, the resistance will be like the different hardships and the trials and the tribulations and things that you'll face along your journey. Like, it will be different for all of us. And so once you're battling these, that's why you're on the stairs. And then say 2 months, 4 months, 8 months down the line, you're going to be on, then you'll be taking an escalator. They said you'll transition from the stairs to the escalator, and then it'll seem like life is on an easier flow. It's not quite just like smooth sailing, but it's much easier than taking the stairs. And so then it'll go from the stairs to the elevator, and you're just flying through life. So I guess it's like, in your 20s you're struggling, you eat living with your parents, and then you're like, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. Some people are, some people aren't. And then you find yourself, you living out on your own. You got that freedom, but then you might have to eat ramen noodles every day. Ramen noodles every day. And then it's like you grind so hard, and then once you get in your 30s, the goal is to just be on that elevator of life, and you just living. You have your savings account built, you have your revenue generating on a daily, monthly, hourly, secondly basis, whatever it is, and it may be for you.
I think it's just about the journey, though, because
Definitely.
I was thinking about, like, in the context of a road trip, right? It's like, when you're on a road trip, there's going to be like bumps and turns and twists and all this stuff, but you're looking outside the window and you're seeing all this beautiful nature. That's why you go on a road trip.
Right.
It's like, it's not fun if you're on the road trip, you don't see anything. It's all smooth sailing. It's like just blue skies everywhere. And then you're at your destination. Like, that's not cool, and that's not going to shape you. So you can't tell your friends, like, oh, how's road trip? Oh, all we saw was this.
Right, a blue sky.
To add on to that, it's like if you win the lottery.
Right.
If you get that money easily, you're just going to spend it and go crazy.
Yeah.
But if you actually earn it and work for it,
thank you.
then you can enjoy it more and save and know
Like,
how
I
to
did
spend
that.
it. Yeah.
I think about that all the time, because sometimes I think in life, I'd be like, dang, if I could just win the lottery $1 million or more than $1 million, and I could just hook my friends up, hook my family up, stuff like that. But then I was thinking to myself, well, dang, it's a better story though. If I
I mean, I don't think winning the lottery is a bad thing, but they did say that example using it to gambling. Like most people will go to the casino and they will win a quick $1,000, and then within that same hour you'll spend it on drinks, you'll spend it on more games, and it's like, but if you were at your job and you worked a week straight and you made $1,000, you wouldn't just spend it in like 5 seconds like you would if you just hit it on a slot machine at the casino.
I would be happy if I won the lottery, but I just feel like it's just a better story.
Yeah.
It's like, we worked our way up, and this, and that's, and that's not just like, oh yeah, I won the lottery and now I'm doing this, and that, other. I mean, I wouldn't oppose it. Like, if you want to do it, God, if you want to hook me up. But, it's just like those little stories that make life worth living. Like,
it is.
Even with people. So we were talking about relationships earlier and being patient and finding the right person. But I think it's even like with people, even though like we might have dated people that we weren't maybe supposed to be with, but I feel like we were supposed to be with them. Like,
exactly.
People are gifts, like, and they have seasons. So like, I wouldn't want to not know my ex-boyfriend or whoever, because they shaped me and I've learned from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally agree.
And so it's like sometimes you have to meet other people to prepare you for the right person. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not. Like, who knows? It's like, I mean, I'm saying, or maybe meet or come back to them. Mm-hmm. If they're right for you. So.
Yeah, and to elaborate on that, I definitely think, how do y'all want to say this? What's the word choice I want to use? So you were saying, in order to get to your ideal mate, you have to, it's like test driving a car. I'm going to say it like that. You don't just go to the car dealership and pick out the first car you see without test driving it. So, and I think Kobe actually used this example, and not saying test drive a car, but she's just saying you have to go on dates so you can find out the things that you do like and dislike, and the qualities and character flaws that you can see yourself living with and you can't see yourself living with. So I think like going with your past relationships, in your relationships, hopefully y'all were dating and still getting to know one another so that you can figure out and discover the things. Maybe that relationship is for you and it's for lifelong and they'll do its part, or maybe the relationship that you're in right now may not be for you, but that's not to say that you should settle with that relationship and just be like, well, this is all I deserve, because you deserve the best. And whatever it is that once you truly understand and know what you like and dislike, that's when you will only discover what it is or what it means to actually have exactly what you want.
Right. And I think just being in different relationships also, it's like you could see what you want, like you said. You could also see what kind of person you are in a relationship, or they can show you things like you're not doing this, you're not really affectionate, you're not really attentive, or you're a little selfish, and those are things so you could say like, okay, I might not want to change it for you, but I'll change it for the right person, or those will be flaws that you want to fix within yourself. So it's like, okay, still like, I wouldn't look at past relationships as like something like bad. I would look at it as like, these are people, I feel like they're gifts from God that you get to experience life with. Some things are happy, some things are sad, and when their season's over, you can move on. And
agreed.
Cultivating you for that right person.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I do. And I'm all about dating, to find who you want to be with and find the right one. But every opportunity isn't always the right one. So it's okay to not date. It's okay to be patient and just take that time for yourself and just wait until the right one comes.
Absolutely.
I like how you said that, because like with dating, it's kind of hectic. You were bringing up that one text message thing, but I know when I'm like texting people, I'm just like, you're always constantly waiting for like the text message back, or you're trying to sort out like what should
bubble pop up, what are they gonna say, and it goes away and they take like 10 minutes later.
Exactly. And you're like driving yourself crazy trying to write the right words and stuff like that, and I don't think we need to do all that. But I like how you said, like, I don't think it's like Like for some people, it might be like not dating, but I've heard this a lot. Like when you're just focusing on yourself, and making yourself a better person, it seems like everything just seems to line up because you're attracting that. You're doing your best for yourself, so you're attracting the best unto you.
Exactly. So
like with people who are like stressed, like, oh no, I'm not with nobody and I'm 24. Am I talking about myself? I don't know.
You are so funny.
I'm sorry. But I think you should just be the best person you could possibly be. So
Definitely.
and that'll attract the best to you.
Absolutely. We can't say that enough. You
Yeah.
really, really, truly can't say that enough.
Right. So let's talk about patience with actual people, like with family, friends, relationships. Like how sometimes, like even when you're like your children, sometimes patience runs short. How would y'all say is like the best way to be patient with others? Like maybe you're in a new relationship and you're not adapted to everything that they bring.
I definitely think with any relationship, it's good to have a strong support system. And when I say support system, I mean like a good group of friends or a good group of someone that you can actually genuinely talk to. Because I be hitting Tiffany up all the time, like, should I do this? Should I go through this? Or like just someone that you know that would give you genuine advice. Not saying you have to take their advice, because I know sometimes when we find something that we don't like in another person, and we let our personal emotions take over, we won't think logically.
Yeah.
And so just to take away the irrash decisions that you may make just based off of how you feel, maybe you should have a good outside source that you can confide in so they can give you like good advice so you can take it and like, I never even thought of it that way, but I was so gung-ho on whatever it is. So if it's with your children, if your children aren't turning in their homework on time and your immediate thought is just to get angry, you should see like maybe what's distracting them from turning in their homework. Could it be that they're staying after school too long for after school programs and or whatever it is? Just get to the bottom of the root cause, because our initial reaction is like we just get so angry because we want the best for the people we love or the people we really truly care about, and we kind of let our emotions take over at times, so we can't think about the actual problem and how to solve it. But that's just for me. I think being able to have good people that I can go to and talk to get different perspectives, it helps me along my journey with patience.
Right. Yeah, I think for me, I'm thinking just like with family. Like sometimes for me, I get very like abrupt, or maybe I can take things too personally. And so if someone's like constantly like attacking me or saying do this, and I'm just like, it's just like you have to take a step back and really reevaluate the situation. Right. And a lot of things like patience comes from like taking things personally. Like a lot of times, like most of like probably 90% of the time, no one is trying to attack you.
Right.
And so I think at the end of the day, you have to think about like, are they really trying to get on me, or is this just made up in my mind? And then be like, okay, I love this person. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my brother. I love my husband. Let me be patient and then move forward. Like you have to take a step back and see, because you could blow up on someone because you're like, can you just stop doing this? Like,
that's truly a challenge.
Yeah.
People act in different, they say certain things. It can be frustrated. It can make you mad. So you just have to take a step back, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like,
right. And not react emotionally.
Yes.
Exactly.
And just literally, like you said, just take that step back and then go get peace of mind. And like you said, look at it from a different way. Like, I know that they love me. I know that they care about me. And even like, same for me, I find when I'm getting advice that I don't want to hear, or it's not exactly in alignment of what I truly want, it can be disheartening. Like, okay, are you discouraging me from living what I want to do? And it's like, but then you have to take a step back. And I was so stubborn when I was younger, and this used to happen to me so much with my aunts. And I just was like, dang, she was kind of right. I wish I would have just listened. But I was so gun-ho and stuck on what I wanted to do at the time I wanted to do it. And it's just like, okay, so now if you take a step back and just throw away that anger or that it has to be my way attitude, mentality, then you'll see it from another angle. And not saying you actually have to do everything the way they say do it, but it's like, maybe if I could just, utilize some of the advice and tips, it could assist my journey with going a lot smoother.
Right. And patience doesn't mean that you're not working hard, okay? You know what I mean? Because it's just like, what's that, it's just, I don't know, I keep seeing a meme in my head where that guy's digging up the carrot.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
And he's like almost there, and then he like stops. And so it's like, you cannot give up. What I was thinking about is like, God says like, you can have the desires of your heart. If you really believe that, faith of the mustard seed can move anything. But it's just like, you still have to be patient, and you still have to work very, very hard, and just know that it's coming. And like you were saying earlier, it's like with anything in your life, you don't want to settle. You don't want to settle for a career, even though it might make $100K, and you still don't. If you're not happy there, you don't want to settle for that, or you don't want to settle for a relationship. You don't want to settle for those things, because that won't make you happy. So when you're impatient, you're like, oh, okay, this will do it. He will do it as a husband, or oh, this job will do. Well, at least I'm making this much, but you're not really fulfilled in life. When God's like, well, if you would have just kept working, or if you would have just kept paying attention to me, or if you would have just done this, like I could have already given you this, or it was on its way, like just wait a year. So it's just like, we really, like it tells us in the Bible everywhere, like be patient, I got you, blah 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 blah. But we still are anxious. Oh, y'all know I like the scripture, be anxious for nothing. Just pray about it and get to work. Okay.
And I think a way that would help you be patient when you are practicing patience is to have that faith. And I know it sounds almost crazy to some people, because it's like, how can I have faith in something that is invisible, so to speak? It's like, I've never been, if your goal is to be healthy, I never went into the doctor's office and they told me everything was okay. So how can I have faith that I'm going to be healthy? If that's never been something, or how could I have faith that I have a healthy weight if everybody in my family is obese? And how could I genuinely just have faith and believe that thing? Or how can I have faith that I'm going to have clear skin if I've never had clear skin before? It's just like, if you're patient and you genuinely, without a doubt, just believe and know that you're going to have this, like Tiffany was saying, you can be digging up that carrot, and then right when you're digging that carrot, like right when you're like 2 shovels away from discovering the treasure, that's when you give up. That's when you stop using your Proactiv. That's when you don't eat that celery stick no more. And that's when that's like all the work you put in, that's when it just goes in vain and you've done it for nothing. So it's like, you have to stay consistent. Absolutely. Even when it seems like nothing is happening. It's like Kobe, or when he was winning his championship rings, they could have been on a 3-game losing streak, but you have to look at the bigger picture. 3 losses won't determine your whole season's outcome.
Right.
So if you having a bad day, which everybody quote unquote have bad days, or days that you just have to learn from, or days that's just not going as good as all the other days, through the midst of the bad times, you still have to see the light at the end of the tunnel and be like, okay, I know this may be a crappy day for me today, but tomorrow, or maybe 2 hours from now, may be a completely better day. So it's just like, you can't just stay and go in a hole and dig yourself deeper and deeper into that hole.
Right. And I know with us, I see we do this all the time. You have to have a positive outlook on life to keep you going, to stay positive. Because, like, if anything happens, like for Inspire Fire or something against Inspire Fire, even with our personal lives, we always find a lesson learned out of it. It was like, oh, you know what? This probably happened because this is about to happen. Or, you know what? I actually need to know that because now look at this. It's like there's always like I was saying earlier, we're being molded for our blessings. And I feel like our bumps and our bruises are our lessons in our blessings. It shapes us. It builds our character.
You're so right.
So it's like, if you just go through life unscathed, it's like, what is life even? Like, you want to appreciate people. You appreciate people more. You appreciate experiences more when you go through things and then look at the positive. Like you say, you could dig yourself in the hole if you're just like, oh, this keeps happening to me.
Right. And then what does that mean? When you keep on focusing on that, you're going to keep attracting that.
Exactly.
Like, this keeps happening to me. Okay, then guess what? This going to happen too. And then that's going to happen too. And then you're going to have that flat tire. And then you're going to stub your toe on this thing when you wake up in the morning. It's just like a trickle down effect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And to add on, I think patience is a practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a practice of knowing when to act on a certain situation.
Right.
Just waiting, knowing, and when to act.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you, I don't know.
I have an example to throw in real
I
quick.
understand.
It's like in the wild.
You're
I was
right.
watching Discovery Channel or Animal Planet. It was like the lion was like starving at this time. She needed to feed her cubs, and it was a group of wildebeests, and she had just been injured, and she wanted to go after the biggest one, but she's like, I can't go after that because I'm not in 100%. So she had to be patient till she found one that was with the right body mass to where she can successfully and tackle it down without hurting herself and putting her life in jeopardy. So she was like, I had to be patient. And I think it was like showing like they went like 3 or 4 days without eating because she couldn't just tackle the first thing prey that she saw. So like Kobe was saying, like when you're patient, you're not just trying to go after the first thing you see. You just be like, oh, there's an opportunity.
Instant. Yeah, it's like not acting in an instant, but just waiting. Like it could be the difference of having, that small dinner versus that big, big one.
Oh, that was such a good point. It's instinct. And that we always talk about that, like that intuition, like when something doesn't feel right. But like we want something so bad that sometimes we're just like, oh, I'll just take it. Take it. But it's not right for you, so you have to be patient. Yeah.
So it's not gonna be that instant gratification, but you will know in the end that this was right. This is it. This is for me.
And you would have known. You always go back and be like, I knew I should have just
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
and that kind of goes on the lines with settling.
Yeah,
like you settle for the first opportunity that comes your way instead of waiting on your perfect divine opportunity that was sent from God.
Right.
Because there's so many in this world. There's so many opportunities, and you don't want to get caught on because everybody has an opportunity. And now, especially with the social media and the internet, there's always a make money on Instagram, make money doing this, do this, get paid to look cool here. And I'm like, okay, but is that something you can see yourself? You look back 30 years from now, you genuinely was happy to pour all your energy into that thing. And that's how you know if it was for you or if it's not for you. That's one of the ways to know.
All right. I think we actually covered it in a very short time. So I just wanted to go over our little nuggets that we picked up along the way. Mm-hmm. And I think number one is knowing that being patient is just having God mold you. Mm-hmm. It's just molding you and getting you prepared for your blessing. So like I was saying earlier, preparing you for that great job or preparing you, crafting you into the leader you're supposed to be a CEO or something.
Right.
Crafting like in exercise when you're trying to build that booty, you gotta start with a flat one, but you gotta stay consistent. And it may seem like that booty not growing.
It may seem, fellas, it may seem like those biceps are not coming in.
But 3 months later, 4 months later, sure enough, you gonna look behind. And you gonna see.
Right, the mirror gonna show you, gonna reveal all things, all that hard work that paid off.
Exactly.
That's true. That's so true, guys. And you have to be patient. And when you're patient, like guys, that's what we have to understand from this. When we're patient, we still have to be putting in the work.
Exactly.
You still have to be putting in the work and knowing that it's gonna pay off. Not putting in the work and saying this ain't working. It's been 2 months now and it ain't nothing changed. I don't see results after 15 days. You can't do that, guys. You have to be patient and have faith and know that all of the work and energy and time and effort that you put in is going to pay off.
Right. And it's like with the work and the consistency, it's like we all know the law of attraction. We all know about energy. So it's like if you keep doing it, if you keep pushing it and you're doing it positively, like it has no choice but to happen. It has no choice but to come true. So if something it just seems like it's not working, you have to be patient. You have to listen to your instincts, and you have to sit back and ask yourself, wait, am I really doing everything I possibly can to make my dreams come true? Am I using all of my resources?
Right.
You know, am I really doing this? So it's like, oh, I've been doing this and that. But it's like, have you really? Like, I know for myself, like, I could do way more. I know,
Right.
like, we could all do way more. So it's like, okay, are you really putting in that work? Like,
It's a reason why you may be waiting. It's because
Yeah.
you still haven't learned something yet. It's
Yes,
still, it's like
exactly.
you're still working on you, or you still need to get it.
right.
Right.
It's a lesson that's always learned. Like, I was talking to somebody about this like 2 years ago. It's like, we might even have opportunities and we might skip it because we're not prepared. It's because we haven't learned our lessons. So it's like,
Right.
no, I can't.
People who like constantly
Yeah.
have car troubles or something, it's like if you haven't learned your lesson, you have to
Right.
like put work into it. You have to
Right.
take it to get the oil.
Exactly.
You have to take it to
And
get your
that's
tires
true.
changed. You know,
Yes.
you have to.
And sometimes with that, our lesson may be outside of ourselves. Like sometimes we let our egos overtake everything and think it's all about me. I have all the ability to do everything, but it's 7 billion other people on this earth. And sometimes your lesson may be you need to learn to utilize those around you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can't do every single thing there is to be done in the entire world
can't.
for ourselves. Like, and that's why in school, like, I seen the most successful students have study groups that they get together with, and it's like 8 or 9 or 10 of them versus one person trying to read all 16 chapters in a night.
Right.
It's just like, guys, work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
So maybe that could be a lesson. It's always not like I've seen people that be going so hard and it's just going and going and going. It's like they're running out of gas is because they're working hard but not smart.
Right. So are you really using your resources?
Exactly.
So have you learned your lesson yet? But in all, God is molding us to be that perfect, not perfect, but to be that wife that your mate needs, or to be that leader for your job, or to be that good assistant for your manager. You know, whatever it is, or to get that body. So
Right.
it's just like, just know it's on the way. Just keep being consistent, work, and use your resources.
Right.
And I think one of the other things that we just talked about is listening to your instincts.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know when things don't feel right. Like, you know if you in the, like, you can feel it. You can even feel it with people. Like, ooh, I don't
And I
really like the vibe.
recommend a good book, T.D. Jakes, his book Instinct.
Yeah.
It is really good. You know, using your instincts to get to where you want to be.
Right.
It's good, y'all.
That
Y'all
sounds
have
good.
to definitely check it out. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
you do.
And that's true. And I know oftentimes we go off with what society says is good for us, and that's why we try to fit stuff into our lives, into our existence. But we know when it truly doesn't fit right, but we saying we gonna make it work just because this is what such and such says I should do, and this is what my mother says is best for me, or my best friend said he would be, y'all, we look cute together, or whatever it is, whatever it could be. But you know, genuinely deep down, like,
That little voice
might
telling
not be
you,
what it needs to be. I'm not even really truly happy doing this or being with this person.
Right, and that's what's stopping you from your breakthrough. That's the thing. Is like, okay, what have I not learned yet? Okay, I'm not listening to my instinct. Like, I should have known to leave a long time ago, or I should have known I
Right.
shouldn't have been at this job. I just went to security, but it's like, guys, like, dude, like, the universe, like, you got faith in me or not? Like, I'm the whole freaking
Right.
like, I'm giving you this power of intuition. Like,
Exactly.
are you gonna use it, or are you just gonna be like,
I'll be using it.
So if it's time to let something go, you gotta let it go. If it's time to make a move, then you gotta make that move.
Right.
You have to really
Right.
listen and act on those instincts. That's
Right.
the difference too. Just not just knowing it, but actually
on it.
acting on it too.
Exactly, acting on it. Faith without works is dead. So
So
you
dead.
can have all the intuition and know what's right for you, but if you don't act on it, have faith that everything is going to work out when you act on it. I know it may seem like it's difficult to live life without this person because they may be supplying all your every physical worldly needs,
Yeah.
but think about that divine life that God, the universe has in store for you. If you just truly take that leap of faith and act on it,
Yeah.
you
Lit.
thought your life was lit and super popping and dope. You gonna be on some next level living.
I just think about that picture with the little girl with the teddy bear.
Always think about that.
You know, she didn't want to give it to God. He had like something bigger and better. For
A
her.
huge
Right.
A teddy bear.
Yeah.
You ain't want to let go of your pipsqueak man. God got Idris Elba for
think
you.
it feel right. Just imagine how it is when you get with that right person. Just how amazing it's gonna be.
right?
And I know, and we making it seem like it's easy to just drop it like a hot potato, but and because you have these ties and these bonds, and that's holding you and pulling you. So, and then, and the more time you spend with someone, of course, the more pull they have on you. And maybe it's not even just a relationship. The more time you've been with this company for 18 years, so of course you feel like it has become a part of you, and it's molded your character, and it's kind of probably the way you dress is now, the way you think and talk is molded from that company or that person that you've been investing so much time in. But if you're not happy, what is life for? Like, what is it worth if you're living in an environment or existing with someone that's truly not helping you or allowing you to fulfill your life's destiny?
And the thing is also, like you said with the teddy bear, like the little girl loved the teddy bear. But like a lot of times we have this goal in mind, and we have like, why can't I just be this or be that? And sometimes it's like God, universe, interchangeably, but like he has something better for you. It's like, oh, you thought you wanted to just be an actor, but actually you're better behind the scenes, and now you own the whole company. Yes. It's like you never know what God's really preparing you for. He's like, okay, I know you want to be this, but you're actually supposed to be this, and it's much bigger, and I think it's always bigger than what we could even dream of.
Imagine.
Like, imagine.
That's true.
So it's just like you said earlier, we have to have that faith, because like I might want to be this, but whew, I hear it all the time with successful people are like, wasn't planning on being this, but this happened.
This was my calling. This was my purpose.
Right.
This was, So that's some food for thought for me too.
I know, for me too.
Like, you keep praying and praying to be this, but sometimes we live in ourselves and just ask for whatever makes me the best version of myself.
Right. And that comes to our other tip that we talked about, is just work on being your best self. Because like we always say, what you give, you attract. So if you're being your best, if you're studying, if you're honing in on your personality, if you're even growing your hair, like getting clear skin, if you're just making yourself the best you possibly, you're gonna see like all that attract to you. If you're giving out love abundantly, that love's gonna come back to you. It's like being the best self in every aspect of life. It has no choice but to come back to you. So instead of like chasing after somebody or a job or something like that, just focus on being the best you could possibly be, and just watch what happens. Like, don't even worry about it, like, because what's for you is for you indefinitely. Like,
absolutely, without a doubt.
You won't even have to try.
You won't.
And part of that is like being in the moment.
Right.
If you're not living in the past or trying to worry about the
future.
Yes. Just be in the moment and just accept in the moment. Just accept it.
That's a good one.
That's so true. And it's a book called The Now Moment by Eckhart Tolle, and
that is on my reading list.
It's so good. It's a good read, and it's talking about being in the present moment. And I know right now that's so hard. Well, not even right now, in our lives that we've been molded up to think, like when you're younger. I read some post, it was saying, don't ask their child what they want to be when they grow up. Ask them how they want to make a difference in the world.
I like
and
that.
Then they can mold from that on what area and direction where they should be. And so it's like we often put ourselves in the future. Like, what do you want to be? It's like school time is about to end for you. So where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? What do you want to?
Oh my God!
And so you always taking yourself out the present moment, and you're reaching to this imaginary place.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I love that. No, I love that because I just watched a video and they were asking children like, "What do you want to be? What are you going to be?" And he was like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" He's like, "I don't want to grow up." And I was like,
"Oh, I saw
the
that.
best answer ever." Like, I wish I wasn't thinking like, because you know when you're young, you're like, "I wish I could just be a teenager. That's cool." Yes. "Oh, I wish I could be an adult. Like, that's cool." No, like where you are now, because being a kid is lit, and like being an adult is lit too. But
just cherish every moment that you're in. So I'm so happy that you brought that. Be in the present moment. And in the book, to go in real quick, it was just saying, like, we miss out on the everyday. And I remember when I was a child, I used to do this a lot. But now that I've grown up, it's like when I don't know if you used to sit in the car, and if you were on the passenger side, you would just look out the window and see all the things that's happening around you. But then now when you're an adult, you on the car ride, you think about this bill due next week, this got to happen. I got to wake up at this time tomorrow, what I'm going to cook when I get home. So you're not even looking at all the beauty that's around you anymore. You're just thinking about the future. So,
and that's pressed upon us, like you were saying, from a young age. That's like what you want to do. And it's like, can I just live my life? And like,
Become stressful.
right.
Exactly.
And even like now, I be thinking like, oh snap, like gotta get married, gotta have kids. Like I am kind of like not anymore since we had this discussion. It's just it's a reminder,
Right,
but
right.
it's like, yeah, you have to like really live in the moment because being like. If being single is cool, like you don't want to waste that because when you're in a relationship, you're gonna be like,
That's true.
dang, can I just have some time for myself? Or once you have them kids, like damn, the kids always running around acting a fool. I just wish I could go back to. So it's like you have to enjoy every moment.
Enjoy every moment. And then it also said in the book, like, don't just try to only live your life in the moment. Like, set out time in your day where I'm going to spend 2 hours just being in the moment. And then I'm going to spend 2 hours thinking about what I need to do, planning what's going to be happening. So, like, you need to have, it's healthy for you to have that balance of what I'm going to do today and then what I'm going to do tomorrow and what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, and I like what you said, like take that time out because like with the intuition and with the instinct, it's like, and we were telling them to work. That's true, but you also have to take time to like work on yourself and like meditate and pray,
Absolutely.
and write down your goals and stuff like that. Because like writing down your goals is being in the moment, like okay. It's just like you have to take out time to just okay, and even ask like God, like what do you want for me? Lead me, guide me, and like that's gonna help you get through your day. Because we even say this, like when we pray over our day or over our morning, like sometimes I forget, but it's easier. It's like guide me, let me say the right things, let me meet the right people.
Yes.
It's easier to go through life that way, or the day gets better. And I need to start doing that again. It's just like with patience, just like get to know yourself, get to know God, get to just be in the presence, like you
Be
were
in the
saying.
present moment. Yes. I love it.
So, if y'all have any gems, drop them below. But we about to wrap this thing up. Y'all got anything else?
No, I think we covered everything.
Boom, bam, 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 bam.
Alrighty, so y'all know what time it is, though. Before we head out, it is
Affirmation time.
So what that means is, and this is your first time joining us, affirmations are it's a positive statement that you use to call things into your life. So whatever you put after the word I am, you become. So we are all going to say I am affirmations. And whatever it is that you want to be, if you want to be healthier, no more saying I want to stop being sick. You just say I'm healthy. If you want to be wealthy, don't be like, I'm tired of being broke. Just say, I'm wealthy, I'm balling, I'm rich. I want X amount of dollars. Actually call the dollar amount that you want into your life. Call it into existence right now. And so each of us, 3 ladies, we're going to say 3 different affirmations. You say yours at home. Say them every morning when you wake up and right before you go to sleep at night, and just watch how your life will start to change, because we're going to program our subconscious mind from all those negative habits into new, beautiful, positive habits. And that's why I got my affirmation shirt on today. I am queen.
Right, and you get that at inspiredbydaily.com/shop.
Yes. Buy it there. We'll put the link in the comments. Alrighty, so who want to go first?
I am filled with gratitude, love, and patience. Girl, that was just off the dome, you know.
That was really good. That was really good.
I am living in the moment and accepting all that God is placing in my life right now.
Ooh, that's lit.
Girl, I need to be living in the moment and accepting all that what God's doing.
Right? For real, I need to be accepting the heck out of that.
Ooh. I am guided by the divine source, and I am the best version of myself.
Yes. Share this podcast too, because I know a lot of us have been very impatient. And sometimes we just need a reminder, like,
Right.
it's all good, everything's gonna be okay.
It's gonna work out.
Yes. Thank you all so much for listening and tuning in. We love you. Peace.